What's going on, Gemini? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. Scoot over a little bit, Gemini. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Gemini. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. That little ending there was a little extra. I'm not sure what that was about. Really committing to that one, Gemini. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Gemini. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out. Oh, definitely check that out if you're interested. And also down below, some links for some other readers that I like watching, Gemini. Very cool group, great energies that they bring, so hopefully you'll like them as well. Let's get to your first card here. Oh, interesting. I think Virgo got the exact card starting off here. But you got the 7th card of Taurus, which is the eyeglasses card. Alright, Gemini, so yeah, definitely maybe gotta get some eyes on some things here. Because this is a card of assessment, evaluate options, perspective, review, analyze, opinion, judgment, examine, seeing clearly, the fine print, estimate, closer look, focus, awareness, and check the details. And the energy that's coming through here is the assessment, Gemini. And I almost feel like there is a situations that it's like really, I don't know, it's like it's really paying attention to what you really feel and think about a situation. You know, like what's your it's like I'm getting an energy of like where it's like I'm almost getting for some is like really kind of paying attention to how your energies really kind of mesh with others. There's like it's like oh, it's almost like you're almost like intuitively kind of feeling someone out here. Maybe we're in this place where we need some like this extra level of discernment or something along those lines. Maybe you're the type that, and this could be maybe it's like your occupation that is just like where yeah, it's like it's definitely it's something. It's like something is under evaluation, or is there something that's needing to be analyzed just more slowly, more. Let's get some tarot on that, Gemini. That's interesting. Get that guy in the same. We gotta run away. Oh, and then we got a chariot. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see what we got here, Gemini. All right. Wow, that's a lot of nights. Okay, so yeah, we're analyzing some people. So you have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. And the Knight is in this deck, Gemini, are the kings. And then you have the Two of Disc, Then your majors here are the Chariot and the Lust card. And there are a lot of strong knights here. Like, I mean, just the fact that just this could be for some. I feel like for some, maybe we're in this place where we have this option, because that's interesting that you are the Knight of Swords for me in this in Gemini, Knight of Swords Gemini energy, and then it's like these two knights are, maybe we have for some, this could be like a love thing, or maybe it's even could be a lust thing, where it's like, but I feel if you have maybe people talking to you or trying to present you with either with heat here or emotions or whatever this is looking like, Gemini, I do feel that there is. It's like, again, it's like this two of discs is like paying attention to how the energies flow and paying attention to how things kind of change as you start moving forward with and not even just in love, but I feel like with people in general. And it's not that I'm necessarily feeling any sort of like danger or anything along those lines, but it's just more so paying attention to your energies, that I feel that it's like, and how they're, and are they producing the results that you want. It's, because you do got a lot of got a couple of the fastest nights here too, and I feel that it's, yeah, I'm just really getting an energy of just being mindful how we move and being yeah. Let me get a little bit more on this last card, Gemini. Oh, there you are. All right, Gemini. Interesting. Good. Thank you. Okay, Gemini. So the wow. So the the lust card is clarified by you, the lovers, Aries, the Emperor, uh, the Prince of Swords, and the Six of Wands here, Gemini. And I feel like for some, there's like this energy of, I'm getting just a lot going on with the Prince of Wands. Like, maybe we're thinking a lot about a situation, or maybe there's, again, like maybe others are presenting you with some sort of, maybe there's a lot of options that are going down and we're not sure which one to take that's going to lead us to this sense of accomplishment or get us feeling like we're going on the right track here. Something along those lines. But I do feel like there is a need for you to take charge in a sense. It's like it's if we've been going through, if there's been a lot going on, I'm not, it's very interesting, Gemini. There's been a lot going on. Maybe we're thinking about making some sort of moves, even, this could be any sort of, let's even broaden this up a little bit. Like, this could even be just like in general, like, it's like, it almost feels like that there's a part of you, Gemini, that's like one part is pulling you, there's like a more emotion based that's going this way, that's pulling us that one direction. There's this passionate maybe energy that's pulling you one way, and then there's one sort of like a one that we're curious about. But I'm really getting this sense with the lovers. If it's not love, then there's a need to just kind of to connect with yourself, Gemini. Really listen to what your intuition and what your gut's telling you. You know, just always, but just especially over maybe this next week or so, Gemini. You are, I want to say, oh, I don't remember. I have to look up to see what the date is again. But Mercury's going to be going retrograde soon, and so that can always lead to some trickiness. So just something to think about there, Gemini. All right, I hope that made sense. Let's get some more. Thank you. Let's see what we got here, Gemini. All right. Oh, this Earth energy. You got 6 card of Capricorns. Which bodybuilder card? Look, you all fit. And with this card, this is a card of power, strength, forceful, determined, discipline, vigor, domination, push forward, influence, leverage, mastery, resolve, intense, resistance, self-improvement, and exercise. And the energy that's coming through here, Gemini, is the vigor. And considering you got a lot of you're heating up here with having Aries and Leo here, I do feel like that I do feel like there's I almost feel like for some that you are in this place of where you can really kind of take charge of where, and I feel like we can all do this, Gemini, but there's something here about this energy for somewhere we're feeling maybe really inspired as of late, or there's just all this energy that's really kind of coming through right now. Like things feel like they're moving, just thinking with like the Chariot here, the 6 of Wands being like a card of victory, accomplishment, but there's something that is this is something where we're going to really, I think it would really benefit to just, while this flow of energy is really kind of hot, if this is something that's resonating with you, to see where these decisions and this energy is trying to take you. There's this combination here. The only knight that you're missing is the knight of disc, King of Pentacles, and it's getting whatever this energy is and grounding it, and taking this, because it's like we got almost all the pieces here for your Emperor, but and that's something too, that actually was telling Virgo this. They got the Empress, and sometimes I feel with this energy here, especially but more so with how this is lining up. It's like you get the Emperor. He's a culmination of all the knights, and it's just, yes, like this one piece before you can really start taking action and really start making the most of this. But it feels like either it's a decision or there's maybe just some details that need to be figured out here with the Prince of Swords. It's the ideas, it's like it's still kind of giving me like it's maybe in its nascency, maybe how this thing, whatever this is, may be forming. But let's see. let's get some tarot on this, Gemini. Might need to get things moving a little bit faster. That's all right. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, Gemini. So you have the 8 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, the 5 of Disc, and then the Princess of Disc. And this is kind of what the energy, whenever the Princess, I love the Princess of Disc in this deck. She's just like, especially what this energy kind of feels like, it feels like that we're full of ideas, we're full of energy, we're just full of life, she's pregnant with life. And it's like, you see how she's pouring her energy in this scepter, and how that ground's all lit, and how she's about to really kind of take stuff, and like, that's what I feel like this energy is kind of doing. And I almost even feel like that maybe even what we were talking about with this assessment, it may even be something of like really assessing how we are utilizing our energies, or are we really tapping into, yeah, the most, because with the Eight of Cups, I feel like it's when you do, because sometimes I feel when we do want all the things that life has to offer, but I feel that sometimes we can maybe put ourselves in a state like it's like, because when we're working towards those goals, putting it that, there's work to be put in, to get to this sense of accomplishment and victory and all that sense, because that's a powerful combination there, the Chariot and the Six of Wands. But it's that taking that responsibility. It's just like we get in the sense of worrying, like, can we handle that? Like, or, how am I going to get, if this is like a business or something, for example, how am I going to get the resources? Or if it's like a, or if it's like a, like a fitness routine, or maybe even just any sort of like self-care. It's just like, am I going to be able to keep this going? What if how am I going to do this when I have work and have to take care if we have maybe kids, or and then it's just like how working all of those things together. It's just like, it can all just kind of stockpile. And Gemini, that's a lot to be thinking about. Even just like as I'm just kind of going through that, it's just like I get it, and that's where I have another channel we're going to talk about a little later, but always talking with Cancer. Give it a lunar cycle, where if you know your moon placement, it's, any of you don't, you could even do it just off every new moon. Set a new intention and let that be the thing that builds up for 30 days. And just if that's something we're worried about getting something started, give it a 30 days and then compound on that thing, whatever this is that it's looking. But I do kind of feel too there's like maybe a re-examination of what could be, again, it's just like what it can be accomplished here, what we can, when we're really working with like this potent energy, because the energy is really potent, Gemini. If you feel like things are kind of heating up in a way, even when we make, when the lessons happen, because we made, you know I feel like when we're in these, especially if we're in these places of doubt, Gemini, there's remembering with, I feel like the five just kind of being here, it's just like whenever there's a will here, because that's what's, I feel like, going down in this little pocket, as long as there's a will, there's a way, but if we, all right, Gemini, I think I'm gonna move on from that one. But yeah, this is a, whew, Gemini, what a some's cooking up. Let's get one more. And you know what? The Lovers for me too, Gemini. It's like your higher self winking at you. So definitely tune into that intuition. Thank you. And look at that, Gemini. So you have, and I love that we were talking about that. So you have one of each of the earth signs: Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And then, earth energy, and I was just literally just talking with a Capricorn about this, like about how earth energy manifests. It's very different. Then they're really connected to this realm in a very unique way. From that, we all bring something different. And I feel that there is, how we were talking about, we're missing the Knight of Pentacles, or sorry, Knight of Disc. It's yeah, it's bringing this thing to, oh, huh. And for me, the Knight of Disc, he is Virgo energy. Let's talk about this card, Gemini. You got the second card of Virgos here, which is the coin toss card. And I just got done doing Virgo's video. This is the card of choices: either or, be fair, considering pros and cons, fate, equal, two sides to every story, butterfly effect, either way, 50-50 chance, unpredictable, can't decide, and take a chance. And then the energy that's coming through here, Gemini, is considering the pros and cons. And so it's saying you're definitely in I feel like a state of just kind of of analysis, or like assessment or something. We're just kind of, we're figuring out whatever this decision is, or whatever things we're starting off, whether this is like dating people or starting workout routines, or yeah, I feel like it's being this considering the pros and cons is being very intentional with how you are operating. It's and it's not to say that that is going to go perfectly and things along those lines, but just really paying attention to like the cause and effect of things. If something makes your body feel a certain kind of way, let's analyze that and adjust as and listen, I know that it's not just saying like it's going to be instantly fixed overnight. That's if it's something too that is really kind of ingrained. That's when we're talking about doing the stuff with the lunar cycles, really working with the energies. But yeah, Gemini, I do feel like you are, and I mean your ruler's in Virgo, depending on when you're watching this, and that's a very practical placement for, because outside your sign, that's Mercury rules over Virgo, and you two both very brilliant signs, but you manifest in very different ways, and now it's like, you know. And this is nothing against Virgos. This is nothing against Virgos if you have Virgo placements. Gemini's just a little bit faster. It's just been because it's air. It's air compared to Earth. And that's but Virgo grounds. Virgo is they get results a lot faster. So it's that give and take. How Mercury gives that out, but. I feel you can learn a lot. We can learn. I'm always saying that we can learn a lot from our opposite signs. But for you being like co-ruled, that's something to think about too, because that's the whole reason I kind of do these videos the way I do, because I drop these on Wednesdays. Mercury rules over Wednesdays, so I feel I give this a Gemini and Virgo. But let's get some tarot on this Gemini. All right, Gemini. Last little bit here. Oh, you're getting a lot of swords here, Gemini. Boss sword. Oh, and there's your ruler. I love it. So, Gemini, you have the. You ready for the sword storm here? Oh, wow. Yeah, major sword storm. I didn't even see that one. So, you have the Five of Swords, the Princess of Swords, the Ace of Swords, right, and then the Magus, or the Magician, your ruler. Let's switch back over here, Gemini, because that's a lot of thinking energy that's coming through. And the Magus card is the card of, manifestation. You have all the tools. Here's all the tools you need to manifest, to create whatever it is that you want. It's you for air signs. It's taking those ideas, and it's just like it's that. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Like that epiphany. That's air energy, and I feel like it's really for some. If we've been just consider you got the Five of Disc and the Five of Swords here. We've been, I don't know, been getting in our ways or something along those lines. Because the Princess of Swords for me, she is she is full of ideas, but sometimes in thinking, she can run the gears too hot in this, and I feel like in this instance, and she can get in her own way, and it can get her to where she has Medusa that's kind of done on her little helmet here, and it almost feels like that sense could almost like get her in a state of freeze. It gets her where it's like the energies aren't quite moving because we're still. In two, being an air sign, and if you just have Gemini placement, and all for all of us too, but air energy in particular, it's just like your thoughts are powerful, and the Ace of Swords is a double-edged sword. So just being, I feel like make sure we are really weighing these pros and cons before we're doing things, and I'm almost too getting an energy with this Five of Swords. There's something coming through as like considering others' perspectives with because the Five of Swords. This is Venus in Aquarius, and Venus accepts uniqueness of all of when she's in Aquarius. She's saying just in general, but when she's in Aquarius, she really has a love for the collective. and the ideas, because that shapes things towards the future. So very fascinating energy here, Gemini. I dig it. But the Princess of Wands, too, she can be full of ideas as well. And I almost feel with this, it's like we need to kind of get some of that stuff out there. You know, maybe even just like writing this stuff down, or you know, just kind of coming up with some sort of like a more kind of structured, maybe kind of game plan or something along this lines, Gemini. But let's see. Let's put your ruler next to you because that's really cool, and I love when that happens. I think I'm gonna leave that there, Gemini. So look at that. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Gemini. If you know someone who's, I don't know, Gemini. This energy is like it's hot. It's something else is going on there, but it just feels like there is a need of maybe someone's been, yeah, like a, there's like a lot of options or something along those lines here, but but share this and then have all these emperors and magicians, and just subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I have these videos each week. And then last little bit here, Gemini. I know you want to come over to my other channel so bad. Because you have the hottest ticket, and not that you need a Gemini, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We geek out when the Chariot comes out, discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. All that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. And look at this. A little more earth energy for you. Got Hierophant here. And I do feel like with the Hierophant, there's this energy of slowing down, Gemini, and really kind of, and that's something that keeps coming through. Just like that slowing down. Just when we were talking about that assessment, you know, so considering that's Taurus's card, slowing down and really kind of analyzing it, because that whole card, that eyeglass card, is very discerning, like very analytical type of energy, and like in Taurus is a sign of the senses, and and this, whatever this is, Gemini, whether this is a person or a situation or whatever this decision is, the Five of Discs can be, it's like, this is, I'm bringing this because it says Mercury, this is Mercury in Taurus, and you got Mercury and you got Taurus. And if something doesn't feel secure, or if it doesn't, like, it even just like an inkling, you know, like, I'm not, let me get your oracle card. Wowza. So you got the Earth card here, Gemini, and that's aggressive. That's really aggressive, and I low key love it, because I do feel that there is, and that's really interesting too. Jeez, Gemini, there's something about here about going in, like, just even in a proper order, maybe even like something that needs to go in a certain type of flow, because Aries, first sign, Taurus, second sign, you, third sign, Cancer, fourth sign, Leo, fifth sign, you, there's something's lining up, something's trying to hatch. Yeah, the Zodiac party here. I'm like, it's oh, yeah, Gemini. Just really pay attention to where you're. Be very present. Always, just this, and not that you are, but it's like there could be more, because there's something that's happening, something that's. Oh, I mean, I wish I had more words for this, but something's trying to get grounded here, Gemini, for sure. I'm excited to see what grows from that, so I'm gonna leave that there. But Hmm. Yeah, because you got a lot of people here too, Gemini, and that's interesting. But you stay safe out there with these in use with this energy and discernments, and again, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. It really is because you seem it's cool. Raise your vibration to the roof. Maybe this is getting out in nature. This could be just all that earth. That's something that might help get some of your ideas maybe grounded or help kind of get a clear perspective of things. But yeah, get outside, Gemini, however that looks. And I will catch you on the next one later.